respected comrades on the dais, and my dear comrades. It's very happy to be here and to speak some words to you on the occasion of your conference. Many of our comrades are here to speak, and naturally, Secretary General of AIRRBEA will be dealing with the AIRRBEA issues, and also comrades Prashant also here. So I am not going into the details of that aspect. But comrades, when we are meeting here, our country is going to a very critical and difficult condition. When we are entering here, our comrades shouted slogans about May Day martyrs. And some 2-3 days experienced and what we have witnessed in our country. A 70 to 75% workforce in Postal Department, an organization, National Federation of Postal Employees. Their recognition is cut down and they are de-recognized. For what purpose? The purpose is this National Federation of Postal Employees, they have contributed to farmers' agitation, some donation. This is only to look how much time I am taking. Otherwise, I could not. So, the government ruling in Delhi, this trade union activities, they are not liking. So, they are trying to shut down your mouth. I have gone to the farmers' agitation field. After one of our committee meeting at Delhi, AIRRBEA committee meeting at Delhi, I went there for a solidarity action. You know, 1 year long agitation was there against the 3 anti-farmer laws. I am not going into the details of that laws. But that people, that farmers, in the very severe cold, in the very severe hot, they stood there. They fought up to the victory. And now, all the fraternal trade unions have given some help, financial help also, to them. For giving that help, this government has de-recognized the postal unions. That will not end in the postal sector itself. That will be percolating to the other field of our society. Because the working class of this country, what we are trying, we also is a part of the working class. Working class of this country is trying to educate the workers, the people at large, what is happening in the country and how the policies of the government will affect the general people. We are also telling about this banking sector, because some years back there were 29 public sector banks. Now it is only 12. And that 12 also government is telling that 2 public sector banks will be privatized immediately. They have not spelled out which bank will be privatized. And some of the media persons asked, which bank is going to be privatized? Which are the 2 banks? And some of the important men sitting in the Niti Aayog, his response was, why 2 banks? All banks are eventually be privatized. That was his response. All banks. So that is the situation. And you know what happened in 2007, 2008. The bigger banks that have collapsed. And at that time, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the president, the Prime Minister of India. And he told, this collapse will not affect Indian banking sector because we are so insulated with the regulations. His sentence was, our banks are so insulated with the regulations. Why this insulation came? How this insulation came? That insulation came because of the sustained struggle put forth by our organization, because of you and me. Now what is happening in globally? Just 1 month back, 2 banks collapsed. Silicon Valley Bank and another bank. Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank in United States. And also, in continuation to that collapse, the second largest bank of Switzerland, Credit Suisse, collapsed. You know Switzerland is considered as the biggest banking industry. And every big shots, politicians, all are dumping their funds in Swiss banks because they are very strong banks. The second largest bank of Switzerland collapsed. So, that will not end in Switzerland or US, that will be end. Now, ILO gave a forecast that one recession is looming in the year 2023. And comrades, we have to understand why this is happening. And our last conference, I don't know whether we have that physically held here. In our state, we have held our last conference online because we could not sit like this 2 years back. COVID was there. And at the time of COVID, all the working people have lost their jobs, minimized their income. But what happened to the big corporates? Big corporates, what is happening is that their income is skyrocketing income. They are earning. And poor people, and in ILO report what they are telling is that in 2021 to 22 for 1 year, the income generated by the whole world, 66% of that income went to 1% of people. And in that report, global wage report, that was not written by any trade union or trade union activists or trade unions. That report was that's the ILO report, International